Colossians 3:12-17 says, "So as those who have been chosen by God, holy and beloved, put on a heart of compassion, of kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, bearing with one another and forgiving each other. Whoever has a complaint against anyone, just as the Lord forgave you, you should also. Beyond all these things, put on love, which is the perfect bond of unity. Now let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ richly dwell in you, with all the wisdom and teaching and admonishing one another with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to him through God the Father." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 6-day reading plan, today's reading is Colossians chapter 3 and 4, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, today I'd like you to grab a pencil and paper and write down what Paul has told us to do as believers in this passage. We are to practice these things every day, and so it is important to understand exactly what we need to do. We are to put on a heart of compassion, of kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Now, what does something like that really look like? First, the verb put is in the middle voice, meaning that we're to do it ourselves. We're to put it on ourselves. Secondly, it's in the aorist tense, which means that in this case, the action has no time period. In other words, it's a constant action. An action is to be taken on a moment-by-moment basis. So our action is to be constant and purposeful and done by ourselves. And finally, the word in Greek actually means to step into, so that we're stepping into a heart of compassion, of kindness, gentleness, and patience. We're familiar with these characteristics, and therefore we know what they look like. Compassion needs to feel something in the deepest part of your body and cause you to cry out in response of what's going on. Kindness is equated with selflessness. You cannot be kind if you're thinking about yourself. You can only be kind if you're thinking about that other person. Humility is the next step. You genuinely recognize who you are and your characteristics. Now, we are all sinners, and we are selfish, and we are self-absorbed, and therefore we cannot be obnoxious and stuck up. Gentleness can be pictured as holding a baby. You wrap your arms around that baby and hold tight so that nothing happens to it. Gentleness in working with other believers or non-believers mean that you're holding them so that nothing will happen to them. You're not berating them, you're rather caring for them. Finally, to be patient means that you must give up what you want to do so the other person or thing might accomplish what they need to. Patience only comes with practice, and it's something that is very, very difficult. But if you have first done all the other things, patience will come as it is needed.